J West, Desert Storm.
You already know what that means. That means turn your radios up, switch your dials over, because Revive is alive. It's about that time. It's me, your girl P.O.C. Tune in. Let's go.
You are listening to Revive Radio. The views and opinions expressed on Revive Radio does not necessarily reflect ownership, management, and advertisers of Revive Radio.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You already know what time it is. ReviveIsAlive.com. Once again, ReviveIsAlive.com. Tune in. Revive is alive.
Welcome to Revive. It's about that time. Welcome to Revive. It's about that time. All I need is one mic. You know what time it is. Open up your ears. You know what time it is. Open up your mind. It's about that time. It's your girl P.O.C. Hey. It's your girl P.O.C. Hey. Proof of consciousness. Proof of consciousness. P.O.C. You know what time it is. Open up your ears. You know what time it is. Open up your mind. All I need is it's about that time. Welcome to Revive. Welcome to Revive. Welcome to Revive.
Like that, y'all. Yeah, come on. I like that, y'all. I like
You're now rocking with the
I like that, yeah, I like that, y'all. I like that, I like that, y'all. I like that, check it out. I like that, y'all. That's
Anticipation of what's to come. I'm so happy that I'm the lucky one. So long I waited, but never too late for love. That it can be wrong. Where I am with, baby, you make me strong. I'm down for you and whatever you want to do. It's all up to you. Because anything gonna try you. I am gonna try. It's alright. I'm
You already know what time it is, man. Let's go. You gotta get up anyway.
You can ride.
Each and every Tuesday, catch your guys, the assassin. DJ D ready. I'll explain. Let's go.
Whatever method used is alright with me. As long as you get to where you need to be. This is a vision.
Yo, D ready. We gotta wake Alex up today. It's like we gotta get Alex up this morning, man. Let's get him in the mix.
It feels so right. It can't be wrong. Where I am weak, baby, you make me strong. I'm down for you and whatever you want me to do. It's all up to you. Anything for you. I'm gonna try to. I'm gonna try.
Did you miss us? Did you miss us? We back, baby. Let's go.
The money turned into a monster. The money turned noodles in a pasta. The money turned tuna in a lobster. They wanna do me, let me know like a monster. I put my jewelry on his feet. $100 used to do that every week. Never sleep, it's funny how it never speak. You see a foreign in my city, that was me. 4 a.m. I'm on the north side of Philly. Riding around like these haters don't wanna kill me. It's a shame how they hate on me. You gotta feel me. I started out with $1 and got $1 million. Like do it for the gram, do it for the gram. She don't wanna bust it, I say do it for them bands. I say do it for them bands. With that bro, you should do it for your man. Lately I been on the low with a hoe that you probably know. Took it to the crib and met mama right at the door. Mama started smiling like mama, I gotta go. I done took so many trophies to mama, my mama know it's on the real one. I get that money, pay them bills. My mama told me you a real nigga. And I be hanging with the real killers. Now with a feeling, you're looking at the latest whipping, knowing you can copy. Or looking at the baddest bitch, and knowing you can pop it. The youngest in my city doing it, I got it on the other line.
You now rocking that.
The money turned into a monster. The money turned my noodles into pasta. The money turned my tuna into lobster. They wanna do me, I'm a noodle like a monster. I put my jeweler on his feet. $100 used to do that every week. Never sleep, it's funny how I never speak. You see a foreign in my city.
And I'm with my honey. You know the haters.
You are now walking to the side.
Hit you with the ice grill, you know. Hit your boys and with you, girl, standing here. Little do they know, your girl roll harder than show me your nigga. My girl standing here. Did
Was he like P. Diddy or Puffy around this time? Which one was he? Like, was he P. Diddy, Puffy, Puff Daddy?
Puff Daddy.
This when the silk shirts came about. You know what I'm saying?
Puff with the silk.
better than yours. Can I have a bad bitch without no flaws? Come to see me without no drawers. In a stretch Lex with about 10 doors. I was murdered, P. Diddy named me pretty. Did it for the money, now can you get with me? People wanna know who is he? He get busy, spray so much Izzy. Girls get dizzy. Niggas on the block, no mace my toe. One thing about Harlem World, we all got dough. 98 Tahoe, Tommy and the Roscoe. Case I'm ever chased by Donnie Brasco.
Why you over there looking at me? I'm a girl standing here.
Come on.
Why you over there looking at me? I'm a girl standing here. Why you over there looking at me? I'm a girl standing here. Why you over there looking at me? I'm a girl standing here.
Yo, I can't get mad cause you look at me. Cause on the real, look at me. Yo, it always be the haters that be sitting in the rear. Listen every year, but they better listen here. You cats keeping it real, you cats is on your own. Cause being broken alone is something I can't condone. Plus it won't be long till they send me the throne. Sit gently while I'm on the Bentley phone. Why you don't like me? Cause I'm mad fly and icy. And why you can't satisfy your wifey? And if it wasn't for this bad boy, it's what you
catch a wave if you wanna, she say. Underwater with no scuba, you a goner, she say. I'ma swim through that so a fin in that. I'm a shark in the ocean if she give me the bait. Drip, drip, wet, 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 all on the floor. Bust a rhyme with the high cooler, give me some more. Waterfall with a splash, bungee jump from a flight. That shit was oh so right, I had to dive in twice. Ain't no safety belt, nah. Ain't no jacket for the living, ain't no safety here. She was buzzing out the pipe from all the pressure in it. It'll never be the same if I ever hit it. Olympic gold, I'm a better swimmer. Yo, hitting the stroke at different angles. Damn, some of the way she had the chain closed. Whoa, all of the water, what you drink for? Damn, so much water I can sink for.
Hold on, dive in, feel like water. Dive in, feel like water. Dive in, feel like water. Told her, dive in, feel like water. Addiction. Addiction. Addiction.
Yo, diving board, all aboard, said feel like water. I'ma be her water boy, better yet her Aquaman. Let me put my goggles on, I'ma go underwater. Let me get my snorkel on. She said sprinkle me. She said, tell me what you think of me. I said, let me think. She asked me why my drinks are pink. I said, me mix it like creatine. I'm her addiction to shipping. Liquid lounge on my neck, drip crash whiplash. She got that split splash, water slide 6 flags. Pipe on sight, pipe on set. She got that wet, and I'm a threat. Listen to me, little critics say he in the bitty. He with a baddie Brazilian, I'm with a baddie from Britain. She knows some baddies that's about it, they know some baddies that's with it. I'm about to dive off the mountain, I'm about to land in that river. She said,
dive in, feel like water.
She said,
dive in, feel like water. Dive in, feel like water. Dive in.
Shout out to the best producer in the game right now. Timberland, he got his hands down. I'm saying, I'm gonna speak it out there.
Dive in.
What would you do to get to me? What would you say to have your way? Would you give up or try again? If I hesitate to let you in, now would you be yourself or play a role? Tell all the boys I'll keep it low. If I say no, would you turn away or play me off, or would you stay up? First you don't succeed.
Wake up.
Dust
Now
yourself
rocking
off and
with your
try
sassy,
again.
baby.
You can dust it off
Come
and
on.
try again, try again. First you don't succeed. You can dust it off and try again. Dust yourself off and try again, try again. I'm into you, you're into me, but I can't let it go so easily. Not till I see what this could be eternity or just a week. We know our chemistry is off the chain. It's broken now, but will it change? This ain't a yes, this ain't a no. Just do your thing, we'll see how. First you don't succeed. Dust yourself off and try again. Can dust it off and try again, try again. First you don't succeed. Dust it off and try again, try again.
Won't you bust it for real? Slim, thick, little butt, but it's still real. Although you just a little problem, I can deal with you. Although you just a little problem, I can deal with you.
All night, getting spins all night, getting high. Hell to the year, to the motherfucking wild. Just slide, slide, just slide, slide.
What we doing?
Creep around corners and then dipping through the grass. Right back on your motherfucking neck. Just slide, slide, just slide, slide.
Mama, don't be scared, you can let me inside. 8 rounds in me, we can do it all night. And I ain't tryna fight, see my future looking bright. If you ready for the pipe, I can give you what you like. Slide,
bow down to the ground. Boys, me, you, little hoe. Have respect for your ass. Now it's time for Montana to check your ass. Oh, get the money, told T, get the butter. Had to tell her that I don't love her. Just slide, slide, just slide. Let slide, slide,
slide, slide, slide. Come on, for niggas, don't you pay me no mind. We can make a movie, I ain't wasting no time. Baby, we can fuck again, do it all night. Baby, I've been hustling, cooking all night. Things are so right, look at my life. Slide, slide.
So some market is on the corner flagging me like, what's up with you? What's up with Max B? What's up with Wade? What's up with the crew? Is that you still in jail? What the we do? I said, if you ain't up on thing, boy, still a guy.
Support Revive Radio and connect with us on all social sites at Revive_P.O.C. Support Revive Radio. ReviveIsAlive.com.
Welcome to Revive. It's about that time. Welcome to Revive. It's about that time. All I need is one mic. You know what time it is. Open up your ears. You know what time it is. Open up your mind. It's about that time. It's your girl P.O.C. Hey. It's your girl P.O.C. Hey. Proof of consciousness. Proof of consciousness. P.O.C. You know what time it is. Open up your ears. You know what time it is. Open up your mind. All I need is it's about that time. Welcome to Revive. Welcome to Revive. Welcome to Revive.
Yep, to the yep. You already know what time it is, man. It's me, your girl P.O.C, host of Revive Radio. We are back live on Revive is Alive, Revive is Alive, ReviveIsAlive.com. Each and every morning, you gotta get up anyway, so why not get up with me, your girl P.O.C, man? We are back, bigger, better than ever, man. We just took a little vacation, which was amazing. What was like a work vacation for me and Alex, you know what I'm saying? I caught him slipping this morning. He was a little asleep this morning, but we are back, man. We left off with the Assassins. We starting back off with the Assassins. Feel good to have you guys back in the building, man. Like, how was it? How was the break? Especially for you. You was in Florida. What's up with you, Alex? How was the sun? How was the weather? So it was cool though. Shout out to Florida, man. Florida's one of those scary states that you try not to go to. You know what I'm saying?
The people be scary. I think the state is cool. The people be wilding.
Man, and the crazy part is when I first turned 21, like I was super excited to get to Miami. Like, yo, I gotta get to Miami. Miami's the best place to be. You know what I'm saying? And then once I got there, I was like, it's not really all that. It costs too much money to do everything. Everybody is bougie. You can't really get in anything, especially like you go around holiday season because it's so crowded. So it just be overpacked. So I just really wasn't a fan of Miami.
I had a good time.
You like Miami?
Times I was out there, yeah.
Right. See, different experience. Okay. Oh, so you was in a mix. See, I was trying to do like the beaches, the boardwalks, the tourist stuff. What about you, D Ready? How was your break? How was your weekend?
My weekend was good, man. On the weekend I was turning up cookouts, you know what I'm saying? DJing without my homie Alex. He was in Florida, so I was DJing, turning up solo dolo, turning up the old heads, getting it popping, getting it rocking from sun up to sundown, for real.
How was that?
It was good, man. We was just rocking all night. Had the old heads with the juice out there giving me energy.
Did they like that Beyonce Before I Let Go? Was
they like the OG version.
All right,
they like the Frankly Beverly and Maze. I played both, but the OGs wouldn't hear the original, which I ain't mad at it.
I feel you.
Yeah.
I tried that. I really tried that test on my mom.
It was a mix of young and old, so it was good to, I got to, see both crowds rocking. They rock together on some joints.
Oh, all right.
But yeah.
Because I tried that test. I tried to put it on. They was like, nah, I'm not feeling this.
They want the OG, which I ain't mad at.
I'm not feeling this one. I agree with you on that for the collaboration, but I'm just talking about on like the bunny hops, jump. Like,
yeah. What do you mean? She making it new to this audience.
But I'm saying like the old heads, the OGs, they not interested.
Right.
Like they're not trying to be out here bunny hopping. Oh yes, it's going, and they're gonna go look up the original. So I'm sure his music is streaming and trending. Yes, I get it wholeheartedly. Shout out to Frankie Beverly Maze and the whole gang. You know what I'm saying? They get mad respect over here. I ain't even gonna hold you, but yes, man. And I definitely wanted to shout everybody out too that was in LA. I did not get a chance to say goodbye properly because I was just in and out. But I just want to shout everybody out who showed love to Revive Radio while we was out there. I truly appreciate it. We'll be back next year, so definitely. And if you got anything going on, during the year, definitely hit us up. revive.poc@gmail.com. Hit us up in general because Friday is going down. Speaking of the holiday season, we got our special guest in the building, Brad too. What's up, Brad? How you feeling?
Hey, what up, though?
How you feeling?
I'm good. I'm blessed.
He just came down from Jersey. You know what I'm saying? I asked him how was the drive. He was like, y'all act like it's 2 hours away. I'm just saying, like, y'all crossing a bridge. You know what I'm saying? So I just got asked, like, how was the drive though?
Nah, the drive was fine. I really don't have a problem with it. Man, it wasn't like I was like hopping on a plane or something like that, and I've done that before. So, even with that, people would ask me, "Oh, how was the flight?" I'm like, "The flight was fine. I made it here in one piece. Let's get it. Let's get to work."
I feel you. Definitely, let's get to work. Speaking of work, man, it's going down Friday. I need you all to pull up. DMV, we are coming to you Friday night skate. You're going to hear a little bit of samples from our DJs today. You know what I'm saying? They got some mixes for you guys to hear what's going to be live on Friday, man. So definitely pull up. It's a fundraiser event for Revive Radio to keep us alive for the next 365 days. So definitely support. And speaking about 4th of July, you know what I'm saying? Do you guys still celebrate 4th of July? Is that a thing for you guys? Yes, no, maybe so?
Yeah, the fam always have cookouts and all that.
All right, so like a whole, just like a get together kind of ordeal.
That's about it. Just
what about you, Brad?
Get together. That's about it. Get with the family a little bit.
We not walking around in our flags and our red, white, and blue. We not doing it.
I mean, my thing is, I was born in America. I am an American, so I rep my flag to a certain extent. I'm not walking around using it as a form of deterrent or a form of I guess to put fear in someone's heart. Like, no, I'm an American just like you're an American. So, be proud of it, but don't use it as something that could be used as like a weapon, something like that.
So, but you know how the 4th of July, the whole surrounding, I definitely understand what you're saying, Brad, but the surrounding is like Independence Day, the whole 4th of July. It's supposed to be something that we celebrate as just a country, but it's now we're boiling it down to June 19th, because we understand when we actually got the call, you know what I'm saying? We got the call, the notice that we were actually free, because we've been free, but nobody told us we were free, so we had to wait a couple years, you know what I'm saying? So when it comes down to just the freedom and just the independence, as Americans right now, do I feel like we still have that? You know what I mean? Like, just initially, do you feel like we have freedom?
To a certain extent, yes, we do. But at the same time, I cannot compare the lifestyle that I have right now to what my ancestors went through.
Big facts.
So for me to sit here and complain and say we don't have X, Y, and Z, we don't have the same rights, or we don't have the same opportunities as everybody else. Listen, if you're doing that, then all you're doing is looking for a scapegoat, because Harriet Tubman and everybody else who came before us, like, they wished for opportunities that we have right now. We have the internet where we could literally take whatever our thought processes are, or whatever it is that we believe in. We can put that out there to the masses, and people can actually get a hold of it, and they can jump on the bandwagon, and we can band together. We got people in this day and age who are becoming millionaires overnight just because of the simple fact they had an idea or a product that they were able to get to the masses. And for you to sit around and say there's no opportunity available for you, no, you're selfish. You're selfish and you're childish.
But a lot of people just don't understand the concept of just starting where they are, and I feel like that's where a lot of people get stopped at.
Absolutely.
It's just starting where they are, because they see the glitz, the glamour, what they see on the internet, and feel like they have to have those, exact details in order for them to jump off or to pop off just like they did. But just, I want to ask this last question about Independence Day. When it comes down to Independence Day and actually celebrating with the whole fireworks and things like, did you guys ever understand that? Like, why the fireworks? Like, what the fireworks actually mean?
I'm not exactly sure, and I'm not going to pretend that I know, but to me it seemed like it was attached to the portion of the not Pledge of Allegiance,
the Star Spangled Banner.
Thank you very much. The portion of it that says, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in the air, and even with that, some people will ask, well, Brad, you don't kneel, like you still stand, because I play sports and stuff like that. So like you stand. I'm like, yes, I stand, but I don't hold my hand over my heart, and I don't recite it. Also, it's been like that since I was in elementary school. Like, I asked my mom one day, Mom, do I have to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and all that stuff? And she's like, no, you don't have to. But if you're not going to, you need to have a legitimate reason as to why.
And what was your reason why?
My reason was, if you listen to the entire song, for the Pledge of Allegiance specifically, I'll go with that one. Toward the end, it says of liberty and justice for all. When was that written? Were there still slaves back then? Was there still segregation and injustice for all? Okay, so that didn't pertain to me at that time when you wrote it. So until we get to the point where there is, equality for everybody, then, I can't get on board with you. And it's not that I'm disrespecting the country. I'm standing for it. No problem. I'll stand for it because I stand for my country. And I respect everybody that goes out to war and they fight for our country. But at the same time, we still have to understand that there are some separations between us. Like, there's some conversations that we're not having, that they're afraid to have, or whatever the case may be. And until we get to that middle ground, until we stop pointing the finger and just come to the middle ground and say, listen, we did wrong on this end, and on our end, we still are not necessarily where we need to be, because, if you think black people are off the hook, no, you're not.
Big fact.
Because there's areas that we need to work as well, and we're not doing what we're supposed to be doing as a people to help our own people, right? Before we can even say that we're going to help the country as a whole, we're not even helping our own people. So you wonder why the people on the other side are looking at us and saying, you want us to work with you, but you're not even working with your own people? All right, like, when you guys get it together, then you can come to the table.
But the thing about working with us, like, you know what I'm saying, I'm never going to make excuses for us, but one thing is that we have to have a portion where unlearning is there, you know what I'm saying? So we have to do a lot of unlearning in order to learn how to be, a collective, how to bring that collective consciousness together, and also just to have those co-ops, you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of us can be in the 1% if we understood what a co-op, is and how it can actually benefit us. But I wanted to ask you a question too, because you mentioned something about Independence Day that really struck something in my mind, which was really how do we come to a glimpse of understanding that, because let me just sum this up, I apologize. So yesterday we were talking about reparations, right? We have Money Talk Mondays every Monday where we have someone come on and they talk money, right? And right now a lot of the 2020 candidates are talking about reparations in order to get this minority vote, and technically in this society we are a part of the minority, right? So when it comes down to reparations, that's one thing that we talk about, especially when it comes to our independence, because when we became free, we were supposed to get this 40 acres and a mule. That was a myth because none of us ever received it.
Right.
So when it comes down to reparations, you know, especially with Independence Day, the conversation about it, what do you think reparations look like for us, especially for, you know, everyone who's talking about 2020 elections?
Well, if you break down
the 2020 election.
well, if you break down the word reparations itself, the word reparation, it basically means to repair, repair what was damaged. And the way that I see things right now, I don't know that we'll ever go down that path where they get to the point where they're like, okay, we were wrong for what we did, or whatever the case may be. This country was built on the backs of slaves, and that's why we have what we have today. I don't know that they'll ever get to that point where they say, okay, yeah, we'll repair what we did, we'll repair the damage that was done, because that would mean you literally have to take us back to Africa. We have to go back, and then and you'd have to stimulate that economy. It's not America. You'd have to take that money and bring it back to Africa, where it really originated from. And no one's they're not going, I don't see that happening. And on top of that.
So you're saying it should not necessarily be giving to the so-called African Americans who are here right now?
What I'm saying is that if you were going to completely repair it, fix it for the way that you broke it, you have to give us the reparations as far as the money, and then take us and allow us to go back to where we came from, so that we can stimulate that country.
Okay.
So we can stimulate the country that we come from. Because if you notice, I'll put it out there, if you have a situation where there's a mass amount of Asians that are being massacred or murdered or whatever, or Indians that are being massacred or murdered, or Jews that are being massacred or murdered in America, at some point, the country that they come from are going to say, listen, if another one of our people are harmed or hurt, we are going to take finances from you, or it's a war. We're about to start a war. But because
trade war, all the above.
Exactly. So, but because of the fact that we don't have that connection with Africa, we don't have that. So our people have been murdered and killed and all that for years, and the country doesn't have the power to come and help us because they don't have a connection with us. That's really all it stems to. And
they don't have a connection with us, and we don't have a connection with them.
Exactly.
We gotta point our fingers to.
Oh, absolutely. Because a lot of people, you ask them, where you want to vacation to, where you want to go. The first thing they say, I'm gonna go to Jamaica, I'm gonna go to Mexico, I'm gonna go to Cancun, I'm gonna go. Nobody says I'm going to Ghana.
Yeah.
And I believe Ghana actually has a system in place where you can literally go there and stay there.
Yes,
you don't have to come back home.
2-year visa.
You can stay right there and build. And a lot of them are saying
Nigeria too.
Nigeria too.
Yes.
Okay. I didn't know about Nigeria, but they're like, if you come, we want you to stay. We want the ideas and the infrastructure that you have. Bring that here because our people can use it. And they're not talking about, we'll give you a line of credit. We're talking about we'll give you cold hard cash so you can start your business because you got the ideas.
Give you land.
You put your feet on this sacred ground, and we got you covered.
Facts.
We got you covered.
And I kind of, what you were saying, I kind of like, because I didn't even think about it that way when it comes down to the reparations. Because if we are giving the money or whatever they're talking about giving us, you know what I'm saying, we will still be fruiting this land. You know what I mean?
Right.
We will still be giving it right back to the white man who just gave it to us pretty much. All they would do is take it in taxes. They will find a way to get it right back because our income will go up. So if our income goes up, then that puts us in a different tax bracket. If that puts us in a different tax bracket, then we're paying more taxes for things that we don't even use in the very first place.
Well, someone told me a long time ago that if you're struggling financially, you don't have a money problem. What you actually have is a discipline problem. So if you get your discipline together, like I literally just sat down with my wife a couple of days ago and we were talking about our finances and X, Y, Z, and she was blessed to get a promotion where she works at. And I'm like, all right, that's great. Now what we're going to do is we're going to work off of the money that we currently have or less of it now that you've got a promotion, and then we're going to take the excess money and we're going to use that to invest.
Smart.
And whatever it is that we want to do. If you want to at some point walk away from your job, whatever the case, you want to live your dream like I'm doing, like what that type of thing, cool, you can do it. We're going to take half of that, it goes in the bank, the savings, and the other half that goes toward investing. And we're going to clear any debt that we got, or whatever the case may be, credit cards, student loans, whatever. We're going to get all that up out the way because we then have it. And like that's the same thing I do with my speaking engagements. When I get paid, that money is not mine. that money does not belong to me. I take half of the money and it goes into paying my staff, or it goes into reinvesting into the business if I want to get more certifications, or I want to go to conferences, things like that. And the other half, I pay a portion of it to myself so I can just have money for myself. Of course, you have to pay yourself.
Yes.
Otherwise, if you don't, then you're going to get jammed up.
Yes, I mean, every billionaire, every millionaire will tell you to pay yourself 10%.
You have to pay yourself. You got to pay yourself.
Yes,
yeah.
Definitely. And I feel like we just jumped out there. I want to definitely introduce you the proper way.
Okay.
This is Brad Butler. Tell them what you do. You know what I mean? You are an amazing motivational speaker. You make sure that people get up in the morning, just like I'm trying to do each and every morning. So tell them who you are.
My name is Brad Butler II. A lot of people call me B-Rad, friends and family. So if you're listening to this, you're now friends and family. So you can call me B-Rad if you see me. And I'm a motivational speaker. I motivate, I inspire, I empower other youth, and I primarily work with students and student athletes, but of course I deal with adults as well. And I'm also an author. I have my book out right now, Pain, Passion, Purpose. You can go get that at Amazon.com.
Shout out to Black authors, man.
Oh, yeah.
Gotta keep the pen alive.
It's crazy because I never thought that I would be an author a day in my life, but here I am.
What made you pick up the pen?
My mentor said, Brad, you got a really strong story, and I know you want to be one of the best speakers in the world, whatever the case may be, but I'm telling you right now, you'll only go but so far with the speaking engagements, because there's some people who literally are not going to listen. They're going to want to read.
Facts.
They want to dive into the story, and because when I'm speaking, I'm only with you for maybe 45 minutes to an hour, and then after that, the feeling might be gone. But if you can get my book and reread my story, it reminds you of what I went through and where I was at, and it makes you see, wait a minute, didn't his family go through and X, Y, and Z? Like, how did he get hold on, let me revisit this man, because
so then whenever they start to feel that again, they can actually revisit it.
Absolutely.
Shout out to you, man. Shout out to these Black authors. And I wanted to just back up a little bit before we go to a commercial break. You were talking about your wife and how you guys talk about your financial situations, and I wanted to ask you that, especially being an entrepreneur and following your dreams like you are doing, having a spouse there to actually, or just a companion there to actually help you understand finances, and then also be able to support you. Right. What would you talk a little bit about that? Like, how would you explain that to the millennial who wants to jump out there, and follow their dreams, but their spouse or their companion is still working a 9-to-5?
The best thing you should do is be the example. So you can work your 9-to-5 and build your dream at the same time. If you look at your day, there's 3 portions of the day in 8-hour segments. So if you look at that, you're probably going to sleep. The average person, they're going to sleep 8 hours. You don't need 8 hours of sleep
at all.
You probably need about 6, maybe. Right now I can fully function and go through an entire day off of 4 because I'm used to it now.
4.5 is a good day.
So 6 hours worth of sleep, and I'm saying get your rest because you're going to need it. Get your sleep in, and then get up earlier. Or stay up a little later, and put that time in. If you can only dedicate an hour or 2 hours a day, every day, to your craft, just look at it toward the end of the month, how much time you've put in compared to somebody who hasn't been doing it at all.
Big fact.
Or they've only done it, or they went hard one day. Like, come on, if you consistently work on it, eventually, like, I tell people all the time, apply pressure until the floodgates break, because eventually it's gonna come, but you got to keep applying pressure. And the thing about it is, you never know when it's going to happen, so you have to keep applying the pressure, because you just don't know when that moment is gonna come, and there's no specific moment that tells you, oh, this is it, this is gonna be the opportunity to speak an engagement, or the interview that sends me out of the stratosphere, or makes me go viral, or whatever the case may be. No, you approach every single opportunity as if it's your last.
And pressure creates diamonds, people, if you didn't not know that.
Absolutely.
And it's a diamond in each and every one of us, honestly, truly. But let me ask you this last question, right? So when it comes down to, you being the companion or the spouse who is following your dream, and then you have the other one who is working the 9-to-5, when it comes down to the conversations, are you explaining yourself or are you making statements?
No, the way it goes, it's a conversation.
It's a conversation. So you're making statements.
It is a conversation. Communication is key. In everything that you do, especially in relationships. That's why you have such a high divorce rate right now, is because they're not communicating. You're not getting your point across in a way that doesn't make the person feel like, you're putting them down, you're talking down to them, you're emasculating your man, whatever the case may be. When I spoke to my wife about it, I said, listen, this is what I want to do, but I'm not going to hurt you in the process. I will continue to work 40 hours or do whatever I have to do to make sure that I'm not being a hindrance on you, or I'm putting more bills on your lap because I'm now a part of your life and we live together.
Gotcha.
No, I'm going to continue to do my end of it, and if I'm tired, I'm tired. That's the cost of doing business. It is what it is. But I'm not going to miss an event that you need me to be at for you, or whatever the case. I will schedule around it. I'll do everything ahead of time. And if I did schedule something and I messed up, then I have to take the loss. I can't put that on you and say, oh, I forgot, I got a speaking engagement that day. No, I have to cancel. I'm sorry. I'll let you know ahead of time, whatever the case may be, whatever damage is done. It is what it is. Sorry. But my wife comes first. There'll be another speaking engagement. I can't get another wife.
So you just got to move differently.
Exactly.
All right. I just had to ask those kind of questions because a lot of millennials are going through that. You know what I'm saying? DJ D Ready, am I talking to myself? Are you going through situations like that because you're an entrepreneur and then you're talking to other women, who are working a 9-to-5? Do you ever feel like you got to explain yourself to why you always got to keep moving, why you got to keep going as a millennial?
Yeah, I mean, you talking about to a female?
To someone you're speaking with, yes.
Yeah, I guess it all depends on the female. They gotta understand the field that you're in. So like I DJ, you gotta understand if I'm doing a show or any type of gig, I'm gonna be busy from A to B, or A to Z, whatever you wanna say. Then I can talk to you afterwards. So when I'm doing my show, don't be blowing my phone up like, why you ain't hit me? Where you at? Da 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 da. You gotta let me do me and get busy, and then I'm gonna get to you. It's gotta be a balance to it, though.
You using terminologies like "get busy." Now I got 10,000 more questions. Why are you getting busy if you at? It's like, nah, I'm playing. What about you, Alex? What about you? Do you ever feel like you have to explain yourself because you're an entrepreneur, you're out here trying to do your thing, and you travel most of the time? You know what I'm saying? Do you ever feel like you gotta explain yourself? Why you guys feel like that? I wasn't trying to go that deep. I was just saying in general. All right, Alex, keep going.
Anybody with intention, but I'm just saying more women, so it's like they not there all the time. It's like
All right, like I've been telling a lot of my friends that we shouldn't have to explain myself. Like we shouldn't have to explain ourselves.
Right.
Like I am to the point where I don't have to explain myself. You can see physically that we're doing, that I'm doing
working.
something. I'm not even trying anymore. I'm actually doing it, you know.
Right.
So it's like a conversation, like you said, communication is definitely key. But it's like without understanding, there's no communication.
Right.
And that's the different level of communication. And that's where I feel like a lot of the people that you have to let go while you're on this entrepreneurship journey is they didn't have that understanding, Mark, But we're going to get back into it. We'll be right after this quick commercial break. We got the assassins in the building. You already know what time it is, man. It's Meet Your Girl P.O.C. Turn your radios up.
You're now rocking with the assassins.
Check out the oil my Cadillac spills. Matter of fact, candy paint Cadillac kills. So check out the holes my Cadillac fills. 20-inch wide, 20-inch high. Hold on to like my 20-inch ride. 20-inch thighs make 20-inch eyes. Hoping for American 20-inch pies. Pretty ass clothes, pretty ass toes. Oh, how I love these pretty ass hoes. Pretty ass high class, anything goes. Catch them in the club throwing pretty ass bows. Long John draws, long John stalls. Any stank puss make my long John pause. Women on they cell making long John calls. And if they like to juggle, get long John's balls. All my players in the house that can buy the bar. And the ballin' ass niggas with the candy cars. If you a pimp and you know you don't love them hoes when you get on the floor. All my women in the house if you chase some cash. And you got some big titties with a matching ass. With your fly ass boots for your musty toes when you get on the floor. Hey yo, you know what a dog is? Do you really know what a dog is? Dog is what? Dog is come on, not just any but a real let's go hold that dog down. Baby, I am what I am. I'm gonna be who I be. Everything
from chasing the cat to on the tree. Let me see what I gotta see, do what I gotta do. Dog, fuck, lie, but keep it true. Every once in a while I break out the backyard to roam and get reckless, but I still know that home is home. And when I get there, I'ma sit there, take it up there, put my there. Do I handle my business? Yeah, I'ma run till I bust my gun and empty the clip. And if I come home, gotta go, just give me the whip. I ain't got time for the lip, just open the fence. Let me go, I'll come back, I ain't got time to convince. Ever since I was a pup, I've been stuck with the street. Keep the heat, gotta eat. I pass in a week, if it's out there, I want it. All at one time, so when it's my time, I done it.
You kill me, you die for me. I know you like to rip and run the streets, but I know sometimes, baby, I can't help to think you might not make it home to eat. But then it's like, pick up the phone and call me at home and let me know you ain't in some heat. And don't go cry and groan, you know I'm looking out for you, cause you be looking out for me. Yo, you can go with the dog. You make this promise to me, you make it back in one piece. Say you can go with the dog. You make this promise to me, you make it back in one piece. Oh, you go with the dog. You make this promise to me, you make it back in one piece. You make this promise to me, you make it back in one.
Nothing can stop me, I'm all the way up. All the way up. All the way up. I'm all the way up. I'm all the way up. Nothing can stop me, I'm all the way up. What you want, shorty, what you need? What you need? My niggas run the game, we ain't never leave, never leave. Counting up this money, we ain't never sleep, never sleep. You got V12, I got 12 V's. Got bottles, got all the way up. Shorty, what you want, I got what you need. Shorty, what you want, I got what you need. Shorty, what you want, I got what you need. I'm all the way up. I'm all the way up. I'm all the way up. All the way up. Nothing can stop me. I'm all the way up. For my Bentley Coupes and Rolexes, kicked the bitch out the room and gave her no breakfast. Had the stairs and jewelry, so reckless. Keep my cruise, I'm looking naughty downtown, showing off for new things. Couldn't take it all, so I gave her change. Call me top shopper, yeah, I keep a few things. Charlie out of sound, yeah, I got a few rings and I'm all the way up. And you can stay up. And if you ask anybody where I live, they point to the hills and say, go all the way up.
I'm in the moment, I'm having all sex with you. So honey, now I'm on the hotline, lusting for you. So let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about bubbles in the tub. Let's talk about making love. Let's talk about you on top or me going down. Let's have a little phone sex, baby, on the hotline.
Sweet, sexy, gorgeous lady. Sweet, 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 sexy, gorgeous lady. Driving your head, man, I'm crazy. From you are good as I ain't afraid of turn. I ain't not worry, call me things are gone. I get a flip up and a blow like a storm. And when you're the boat, she have to keep calm. You want murder them with your sexy shape. When I rush your body through your own like a brave. You want murder them when you're over street. I just a body of the man them in a hit. You want murder them, girl, you a lead. Woman, you hotter than pepper seeds.
He's still down there in Florida. You hear him though?
You a lead. Cute baby face, girl, you're in high speed. Good body, girl, how every man need. Little fish, I say, oh no, fi big up on a breed. You are good as I ain't afraid of turn. Are you not worry, can't be things that want.
I can picture you now, Alex, with a big old cigar in your hand on the beach.
And when the devil
just walking down to the ring.
Yes, sir. Now for them not like you, but make a girl stand there. True, you so simple, a girl must think say. Anybody can come lick ya and get wet. Now she must be sick in her head. It's like she see a coffin when she love a one. They don't want once up. Rug up on a girl, make she scream like soprano. And then today, are you want me soprano? Love girl, I watch, but make them wanna watch you. Brooklyn, girl, them no care. So no, me a thing can flop them career. So from you a good as I ain't afraid at all. Are you not worry, can't be things that one. I can lock it up and I'm like a star.
and out for iRadio.
You are listening to Revive Radio. The views and opinions expressed on Revive Radio does not necessarily reflect ownership, management, and advertisers of Revive Radio.
Welcome to Revive. It's about that time. Welcome to Revive. It's about that time. All I need is one mic. You know what time it is. Open up your ears. You know what time it is. Open up your mind. It's about that time. It's your girl P.O.C. Hey. It's your girl P.O.C. Hey. Proof of consciousness. Proof of consciousness. P.O.C. You know what time it is. Open up your ears. You know what time it is. Open up your mind. All I need is it's about that time. Welcome to Revive. Welcome to Revive. Welcome to Revive.
Yep to the yep. You know what time it is, man. It's Meet Your Girl P.O.C, host of Revive Radio. We are back live on ReviveIsAlive.com, man. That's ReviveIsAlive.com. You got to get up anyway each and every morning. So why not get up with me, man, starting at 7 a.m. And don't forget, man, each and every Tuesday, each and every Thursday, you can get up with your guys, The Assassin. Live here on Revive Radio, man, each and every morning, because you know we are live 365, 24/7 a.m. to the p.m. And this Friday, man, we will be broadcasting live at Crystal Skating Palace. It is going down. DMV, pull up, man. And we throwing it back. Skate. When the last time y'all been skating? Y'all been skating?
Grip. I ain't skating
And that's honestly one of the reasons why we thought of this. We was like, yo, this would be a great fundraiser activity as far as like just getting the people engaged. Something to do. It's, you know what I'm saying? Like, all we do is sit outside and talk our shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, just like you said, what you gonna do with your family? Go to a cookout.
Mm-hmm.
So what's different? You know what I'm saying? Let's do something different. Let's get us together. Let's get in one space. Let's dance. You know what I'm saying? Let's have a marketplace full of black-owned businesses, which I'm really excited about. Straight out the DMV area. We have even some people coming from Virginia to be part of this marketplace. So I'm excited about that. And also just the generation too, because who actually is powering us for this event is like I would say like an entertainment company that is jazz and rhythm. Like all they do is play jazz. So it's like their audience is, I would say, 50 plus. So I'm excited about the differences. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really wanted to partner with someone different for this, because I feel like that generation, like you said, when you were, DJing, that generation actually gets up, starts dancing, feels the crowd. Right. And once we feel that energy and that love, we like, we're not about to let these old heads outdo it, so we're going to do it too. And like, that's just really the vision that I have. So man, make sure you guys pull up. It starts at 10 p.m. It's a night event. You know what I'm saying? We want you to have your 4th of July fun, and then the night cap off with us, man. 10 p.m., 10 to 1 a.m. Let's get it. You already know what time it is, but we do have our special guest in the building, Brad Butler, man, motivational speaker out of Jersey, but he is willing to travel, as he was talking to me about. What was the furthest place you traveled so far to speak?
Atlanta.
How was that? That's the black capital of the world right there.
Yeah, it was fun. I had a good time.
It's tough though down there in Atlanta. Like, you gotta have your back ready. You know what I'm saying? When you get to Atlanta, back strong.
I don't know. When I was out there, it seemed alright. Like, I didn't have a problem with anything. I feel like when you come with a certain level of authenticness,
awesome.
They easily like, okay, we know that person's real. That's why I never had a problem in any room that I stepped in.
Awesome. So when you step in rooms, you know what I'm saying? What is the climate change that you're trying to bring? Like, what's your purpose? What's your intentions as a motivational speaker?
My intention is literally just to get you to think. That is it. I just want you to think. Whether you change your life or not, I can't make that decision for you. That's up to you if you choose to make a difference, make a change within your life. But if I can at least make you think that, or I should say, think about the decisions that you're currently making, and is it in line with the person that you say you want to be, the character of man or woman that you say you want to be. When you go around, you say you're a good father, have you thought about the last time you've been around your child? Like that type of thing. If I can make you think in that sense, then all right, cool, we go and walk down the right path. Because if I make you think about it enough, you'll eventually make a change.
I'm definitely with you on that. And then when it comes down to making a change, what is like the room? Like, what do people want to make a change in? Is it their finances? Is it, self-love? Is it self-care? Like, what are people really trying to dive into nowadays?
Everything. But I say the thing that you have to change first is self.
Okay.
You have to look at yourself first. Like before I got to the point where I became a paid speaker and making more money speaking than I was working in the shortest amount of time, like literally making 4 figures to speak for 20 minutes. Like literally, it was one of those things where I was like, before I could get to that, or I could ever get to that point, I had to change some stuff with myself first. Like no more clubs, no more drinking, like no more, like it's just a whole lot of things that I gave up. I'm not going to the parties. I cannot make it to your child's birthday party. Sorry, I have things to do. No, you cannot call me for X, Y, and Z. Like, I'm sorry, I don't do those things. I don't partake in tomfoolery. Sorry, because I had to literally, like, okay, I had a big issue before. I used to curse a lot. I had a big cursing issue. And when I met my wife, like, she didn't curse at all. She made me realize, okay, well, Brad, if you're going to be in these schools speaking and talking to these kids on a regular basis, don't you understand the things that you practice are the things that you're going to naturally do?
Practice how you play.
Exactly. So if you're trying, like, if you say that, you're cursing all the time within your regular conversation, it's going to naturally come out at some point when you're on stage speaking, to these kids. And the worst time for you to drop an F-bomb would be if I'm in front of, in a Catholic school, speaking to all these kids in the auditorium, and I got a bunch of middle schoolers in front of me, right in front of the principal, and I got to try to clean this up. And no, I'd rather just make the necessary changes right now so that, I practice the way that I play. So I even took that approach when I played sports. When I was in practice, I used to practice as if it was a game, so that when game time came, I'm on the field dancing and playing and having a good time. And everybody like, yo, why is he not serious? I'm like, trust me, I'm locked in. Because right now, what they doing, they ain't got nothing for me.
Exactly. So how do you stay juiced up? You know what I mean? How do you stay juiced up? And especially when a lot of people who are coming to you are not in a positive state of mind. A lot of people who are coming to you may be down in the dumps. And that saying that everyone says, misery loves company. So how do you stay juiced up, in a room full of people who may be miserable at the time when they're speaking?
I'll answer that with a question, and then I'll make a statement off of it. For everybody in the room, do any of you remember the name of, I should say, do you know the name of your great-great-great-great-great-great-grandfather?
No, you got me.
No. You know why? They ain't leave you nothing. They ain't leave you nothing. So my thing is, every day I wake up working for that legacy, so that my great-great-great-great-grandchildren can say, Brad Butler II was the start of this. He was the one who created the platform. He's the first one to start a business in our family. He went to school. He was a special ed student, and he got 2 degrees. His parents were both heroin addicts, and he still bounced back from that. Like, his father was a drug dealer, and even though he learned the entire system, how to run it, how to run the block, how to take over a block, how to get the product, how to get with the capo, how to put the product out there, how to push the product, all that good stuff. I learned it all, and instead of doing it, I decided to flip it and turn it into something legal. So when I push the product, it's my book.
I was about to say, literally just about to say that. You're still pushing it. Yeah, pushing it legally.
Every drug dealer is a business owner. They just don't realize that they can do it legally.
Yes, that is huge. That is big. And just having that, business mindset, how does it help you with actually running your business, your LLC?
It helps me so that it keeps me from allowing anyone to get over on me or undervalue me, and also making sure that no one gets over on my family.
Okay.
So I approach everything like I'm one of those people where I literally have the ability to separate feelings from business. So you can tell me I suck as a speaker, and I'll probably ask you, okay, well, why? And is it just because you just like a certain speaker, like a Tony Robbins, that type of style, or is it like, okay, you just despise people who have that Eric Thomas type of style, where I'm closer into the lane of that, where I wear my hat, I wear my hoodie, I wear my sneakers, and I won't change it. I won't. If you don't like me, then that's fine. There's plenty of other speakers in the world that you can go with, and you probably wanted to in the first place. So I don't even know why you emailed me. So like, if you already knew there was some issue that, maybe we can get him to change. No, if that's the case, don't even call me.
Have you ever been in the room with E.T. before?
Yes.
How was it?
Great. The funny thing about it is it was actually here in Philadelphia.
The Night the Dream Tour.
Yes,
I was there. We was there together.
I was there, one of the people helping with the setup and everything. And
awesome. So you know Mike the Motivator?
Yeah, that's my brother. That's my brother. Shout out to Mike Nelson. That's my brother.
Mike Nelson actually changed my life maybe what is it, 2019, 2016, 3 years ago. I hit Mike up. Mike was doing his thing on social media. This is when he first popped off, and he was speaking right to my soul. Even though like his age group is like high schoolers, he was still speaking to my soul. And this is when I really was just on the cusp of jumping out there. And I hit Mike up, and I was like, yo, can we sit down? Can we talk? Can we meet? And he was like, no problem. We met up, we just talked, and he said something to me that literally has been in my brain, you know what I mean, since that day, and I'm still here to this day.
Yeah.
So shout out to Mike.
Yeah, Mike Nelson
that's somebody I would accredit it.
Yeah, Mike Nelson
give
was
accreditation
the one,
too.
He was the one who actually helped me to get in touch with my mentor.
Awesome.
Now, and we have the same mentor.
Awesome.
So I literally talk to Mike every now and then.
Who's your mentor? Shout him out. Come
man.
on, man.
that's Pop. That's Kendall Ficklin.
Oh man, so you know Kendall, Grindation.
Yes,
oh my gosh, we got a lot in common.
Listen, I'm part of the Grindation family. I'm part of the BU family.
Yes.
So shout out to the whole BU family, whole Grindation family.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm all.
That's where that energy is coming from, man. You around great-minded people, great locked-in kind of people who believe they can fly.
Yeah, like the funny thing about it is like you got to get around some people that'll tell you that you suck.
Yes.
And I'm cool with that.
Yes.
Like literally, I don't remember ever getting a compliment from Kendall till this day. It's just one of those things where it's like in a way is him telling you like you got to stop playing with it, go do what you're supposed to do.
Yes.
Like I don't want to hear no complaining about you not getting gigs or this. Like I literally had a situation where I was struggling and I'm like, man, X, Y, and Z is not working, blah blah blah. He was like, listen, I saw one of your last videos and your heart not in it right now. He's like, I don't want you speaking no more.
Facts.
Like stop speaking. They're like, maybe do a couple videos on your page or something like that, but don't go out and speak to no people while your heart is like that. Get it together.
That's love.
Get yourself together, and then get back out there and do it again.
So would you recommend that for young speakers who are listening right now, who are trying to, well, not trying, but who are in the pursuit of doing what you're doing? Would you recommend them jumping into groups and finding like-minded people such as you did?
Absolutely. You have to be around like-minded people. You got to be around some people that are gonna push you. Like Mike Nelson, he pushed me. Like it was a couple times he called me and just like, yo, what's going on with you? And like you can tell he's calling to say, and it seems like, because he has a very vibrant spirit.
Yes.
So he'll call like, hey bro, how you doing? I just want to make sure you're doing all right. But the undertone is stop playing around. Like I know you playing. Like I know you a gifted speaker. Like you supposed to be out here getting this. Like you supposed to be getting it. You're supposed to be making this happen right now. And the only reason why people talk to you like that is because they've been there.
Yes.
And Mike Nelson had a situation where he's been there and he saw it in me and he was like, yo, you right there, you on the cusp, you on that hump, but I need you to get over it. Like if you can just get over that.
What helped you? What made like you push? Like what pushed you? What was that push for you?
Constantly, my thing is I make sure that I'm seeing people that are doing what I want to do, or constantly seeing people that are above me, so that I can see it. And it's like, okay, it's there, it's possible. All I need to know is it's possible. And I talk about possibility and probability all the time. Possibility, is it something that can be done? But probability, what is the likelihood of it actually happening? And I know if I increase the probability, meaning if I'm doing the work, if I keep my momentum going, it will happen. It eventually has to happen. That there's nothing in the world that can stop it from happening. No matter how much you don't like me, you don't like my style, or you don't like my appearance, or whatever it is that you have against me, it doesn't matter, because I'm applying so much pressure that the people are like, the consistency is what's getting people there. Like, yo, I keep seeing him, I have to see what's going on with him.
Yes. And when it comes down to you being as visual and being out there and putting yourself out there, what is your kind of self-care regimens? What do you do to make sure that your temple is still aligned?
I pray a lot. I'm one of those people where I pray, and it's not the traditional way. Like literally, I'll be walking down the street by myself and I'm talking, I'm having a conversation with God, and literally I'll come to God where I'm at. Like I remember one of the most defining conversations I've had with God is when I was broken. I had nothing, and I was like trying to get myself together. I hadn't met my wife yet. I was struggling. I was working 3 dead-end jobs, trying to figure it out, trying to walk this path of being
trying to be a good guy.
Just trying to be a good person, just trying to figure out how to fix it. You start thinking about your life and all the things all the mistakes that you made, and how did I even get here? And you're like, okay, well, I'm here. How do I dig myself out of this hole? And I had a conversation with God. I said, listen, God, I submit to your will. Like, whatever it is that you want me to do, I'll do it. If you don't want me to be a speaker, I won't do it. But if that's what you want me to do, and you trust me with this gift of speaking, then I promise I'll give you the praise in everything that I do. If anybody asks me, how did I get to this level? You have to come first. and I'll promise I'll give it to you.
That's big.
I'm like, and after that, I said, I let it go. I let go of the stress and whatever the case may be, and things just started falling into place. And I just started having regular conversations. Like, it was literally a conversation I would have with me or you. Like, I would come, like, say I was frustrated and I'm coming to you and talking to you. Same conversation with God. I literally came like, all right, look, God, I'm struggling.
Facts.
I'm struggling and I need help. Like, I need you to know how passionate I am about it and how hurt I am right now. And if you love me the way you say that you love me, you say you'll always be there. You said I just need to submit my will to you, and then that's what I'm doing right now. Right now, you said it's never too late. Okay, so I'm coming right now.
So when did he technically show you, or when did you actually figure out that you were a speaker? Like, when did that moment happen for you?
Well, I knew I've never had stage fright. Whether it's 1 or 1,000 in the room, I get tunnel vision. Okay. So that never shakes me or bothers me. Same because I've done a whole bunch of different things, like playing sports, singing, dancing, all that stuff on stage. Never bothered me at all. The crowd never bothered me. But for me, it really was just me doing the work, and eventually the signs started to come. Awesome. Like I can't really explain it. It's one of those things where like the level of stress went away when I had financial difficulties or I was stressing about certain things. The level of stress went away, and I just gave it to God, and I was like, you know what? Let me just keep working through it, and eventually it just passed. And a breakthrough happened. A paying gig came with more money than I'd ever seen before. That type of thing. My relationship got stronger with my fiance, and it was like, wow, like everything's working. Like I'm changing. I met Kendall. I met Mike. I got certain people in my life that was like, yo, we really care about you, bro. You got a talent. We want you to use it. Like you don't need to be one of these people that's like is forgotten. Like, nah, you literally have a gift. You got something shining over you, and you got to use it.
Big facts.
So I'm like, okay, cool. I'm like, God, if you just keep pushing me in the right direction, I'll do it. Whatever you want me to do.
So what was the first speaking engagement? Where did you pop out at the first time?
My very first speaking engagement, I turned it down like 4 times.
Really?
Yeah, 4 or 5 times I turned it down. It was actually a teacher from...
I'm about to say, why?
Yeah, it was a teacher from my high school. She asked me to come back and speak to the kids because she said, Brad, you've got a gift. Like, there's something about you, like the kids need to hear it. Like, you had this great story. Like, I was a special ed student.
Okay.
So she was like, for you to have gone from being a special ed student...
I got to ask you that question. Yeah. I don't want to cut you off. But when you say special ed, you mean that you were diagnosed with something based on a teacher's perception of you, not what a doctor said you had or anything like that?
No, it wasn't anything off of what a doctor said. Yeah.
Because that's what a lot of kids are. They're not really special ed.
You're not really,
No. I just want to put that out there, Brad, because a lot of kids are getting diagnosed by these teachers and guidance counselors, and now they have this fixation in their mind that something's wrong with them when really nothing's wrong with them. They're just learning differently.
Yeah, and it's crazy the way the mind works. It's extremely powerful. So whatever it is that you believe and you continue to say to yourself, it'll happen. It'll literally happen. So for me, I never believed that I was a special ed student, even with being in those classes. So I always had the thought process of I'm smarter than what you think I am, and I'm going to prove it. And when I graduated, I went off to college, and I started off at Mercer County Community College. I graduated from there. Then I went to Kane University, graduated from there. And when she found out about all that stuff, she was like, you did what? I was like, yeah. And she was like, I don't even believe it. You got to come talk to these kids. And I was like, no. I was like, because if I do that, I'm going to out myself. People are going to know I was a special ed student, which people probably already knew. Like, to tell you the truth, if you see your kids going to the same class with the same teachers, okay. We know what this is. We know what this is. If you saw the Mike Epps special, he talked about how he was in special ed classes, and then like the kids found out that he was because they had the little turkey drawn on the wall with his name on. They're like, we know you in them classes. When I seen that, I started dying. I'm sure other people didn't find it funny or see the humor in it. Ed viewers in special ed classes like me, you started dying because when kids found out like there was something that pointed out, I snatched that thing off the wall. So fast. Oh wait, don't be telling them I'm in here. I'll let them know when I'm ready to let them know, which is never. But so I was like, I didn't want to out myself, but then I said, what, if I'm going to do this and God's opening the door for me, all right, Brad, you got to suck it up and get in there and do it. So I went in there, and she thought it was going to be a little feel-good story, like 15 minutes. She said, I'll take as long as you want. I spoke for an hour.
Awesome.
And I went through it, and then she said the kids were so captivated and so into the story that they were asking about me for the whole year.
Awesome.
And I was like, all right, God, this really might be it. And then this is how I also knew that I was going to marry my wife. She was like, you want to speak? I was like, yeah. She was like, well, I think you can do it. You got a pretty good mouthpiece on you. She was like, yeah, I was kind of scared to talk to you at first. I didn't know if you were serious. I was like, yeah. I was like, okay. And she was like, all right, well, if you're going to do this, we're going to do it right. I'm taking off from work. we're gonna take pictures and we're gonna record it.
Awesome.
And she's like, we're gonna do this right. I was like, all right. I'm like, I'm already taking off from work, so we ain't making no money this day. So she's like, well, you better go ahead and I was like, all right. So I went in there and I did what I had to do, and then she was like, that was it. And I knew it was it because I could see my fiance behind the camera. She started crying.
That's awesome. So when it comes down to these kids, like, what do you think one of the biggest successes in life that they need right now? Like, what do we need to keep our kids, alive?
They need success stories. I'm talking about from the community. I don't want to stop bringing in these people from all these other, backgrounds and stuff like that. Don't bring in some accountant from over, Silicon Valley or whatever. Don't bring him in there to talk to the kids in Compton. For what? They don't have anything in common. Like, if you're in Trenton, Newark, or whatever, you in Philly, whatever, you bring me. You bring me because I'm not going to start off telling you about everything I did right. I'm going to tell you everything I did wrong and everything that went wrong in my family and how we still beat it. Like, even though the system was built to beat us, I beat it anyway. Like, so much so to the point where, like, my mom and my dad was like, hey, yo, I have to tell you that I'm proud of you because I never saw this.
Facts.
I never in my life saw you on stage speaking with bright lights shining and people giving you thousands of dollars for you to talk. For you to talk. And literally on my IEP, I have it from when I was in school, a manila folder. I keep it because I need it as a form of motivation. If I ever think I'm too good, I look at that thing and I read it and it says Brad Butler was not capable of verbalizing his thoughts. I'm like, all right, cool, but now you're going to pay me for them.
I feel you on that one, definitely. So when can we catch you this summer? Summer 19, where you be speaking? What do you have lined up already?
Well, the physical school year is over, so it's probably going to be sports events and things like that. I'll actually be right back out here in Philly tomorrow.
Awesome.
I'll be back here tomorrow speaking for the, I cannot remember, he's going to kill me. I can't remember the name of the company, but I'll definitely send it to you.
Okay.
I know it's a youth organization out here in Philly. I can't remember. I'm thinking of like the name on Instagram is like I Plant Seeds.
Okay.
I know he's very well known.
That title sounds amazing within itself.
Yeah, it's a very well known organization out here. So I'm coming out to speak for him and help him out. I know Mike Nelson knows him as well. But I'm looking forward to it.
And what about this book that you have too? Let's talk a little bit about this book real quick. So if you don't mind, can you read something out of it for us?
Oh yeah,
please.
Shoot, let me see what we got. Just pick a random page.
Pick a page.
Pick a page.
Pick a page. Anything.
Let's see. Let me see. I might pick something with my grandmother in it. My grandmother was she was a live wire. Shoot. Let me see.
And what's the name of the book again? One more time.
Pain, Passion, Purpose.
Okay. And this book dropped when?
This was I think October.
October of 18, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it was a little while back. So it's been doing well as far as sales and stuff like that. I know I sold the first shipment that I had, it sold out in 2 days in Trenton.
Awesome.
I didn't even leave Trenton.
Awesome.
And I was like, wow.
You gotta save Black writers, man. This is what it's about, man. That's definitely. And also writing a book makes you immortal too.
Right. Oh, you know what?
It keeps
and that's part of the reason in my book I actually put if I can find it a picture of some people from my family that passed.
Awesome.
Because I just wanted them to be around forever.
Forever.
With me. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So okay, let me see what we got here. Let me find something real quick. Okay.
Quick little paragraph, just so we know what's in there.
Something real quick. This one's called P.O.C, which is my grandmother's nickname.
Okay.
She's Native American.
Awesome.
All right, this is chapter 4, P.O.C. Even though my grandmother taught me a lot about being a gentleman, she was not without fault at all. She could be considered a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Brenda Calhoun, also known as P.O.C, was loving, caring, God-fearing woman who was kind to everyone. Then you had the other side, a woman who struggled with alcohol and drugs. Unfortunately, you never really knew which version you were going to get. She was unpredictable, to say the least. She could go from volunteering at homeless shelters and to getting locked up for outstanding warrants and disturbing the peace.
Awesome. That's your grandma.
That's my grandma.
Is she still here to this day?
No, she passed.
Okay,
she
awesome.
passed, but
she's still here with us though. 'Cause
Yeah,
she's in your book.
in spirit, of course.
And where can people find the book and get a copy of the book right now?
Oh man, you can go to Amazon.com. Just search Brad Butler II or Pain, Passion, Purpose. It should pop right up.
Awesome. And how can we find you if someone wants to book you for a gig, a speaking engagement, anything like that? How can we find you?
Oh man, finding me is easy. I'm on all social media platforms, so you can find me on Instagram at B_RadInspires. You can find me on YouTube at B-RAD-Inspires. You can find me online at www.B-RAD-Inspires. And then, of course, on Facebook, there's B-RAD-Inspires.
No doubt. And I want to ask you this last question, because one of the biggest things you have to do as a speaker in general is invest in yourself.
Yes.
So what is one of the biggest investments that you have, put out there so far?
Oh, coaching.
Coaching.
Investing in getting the information, because you go out there blind if you want to and see how many pitfalls you have to deal with, but because of the fact that I've had a mentor and somebody that could guide me and say, hey, this is what you're about to deal with, and you can avoid X, Y, and Z if you do this. So that was the biggest thing for me, and just having a mentor and seeing the blueprint, seeing, oh wow, I should approach it like that, or okay, this I should change that, or I shouldn't do this, or I shouldn't do that, or this is how you structure a speech. A lot of people, you got speakers out here, they don't even know how to structure a speech. They're literally just going out there talking, and so paying to learn how to properly engage people is one of a really great investment to get into. Absolutely. I get people who say, oh Brad, I want to speak like you, I'm going to get paid like you do, I want to do this and that. I'm like, all right, well, if you want, I can coach you. We can do it that way. It comes at a cost though, because nothing's free. Because the thousands of dollars that I've spent, and also to learn from me, my story and all that stuff, for me to let you in to all that stuff, because everything's not in the book. Everything's not for the book.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Some things are for a face-to-face conversation, and if I really need to dig deep and you tell me, oh, X, Y, and Z happened, you would never understand. Shut up. Because you have no idea all the things that I've been through and all the things I've gone through within my life. I'm like, and you're not special. You deal with things just like anybody else deals with things. So and
everything comes with a cost.
Exactly. So you're not special. Whatever it is that you're dealing with, is somebody.
You can't tell them they're not special, Brad. They special
in that sense. What I'm saying is, in that sense,
you're just not special enough.
I'll say you're not special to think that your hardship is worse than someone else.
Exactly.
So
I'm joking with you. I appreciate. I'm just trying to inspire. You see me? That was the plug for you to keep inspiring.
Oh man, I'm doing that all day long.
You already know what time it is, man. Brad, we appreciate you coming through, showing love, and definitely inspiring today here on Revive Radios, reviving the airways with me. Shout out to the assassins right now in the building. We got to turn our radios back up. We'll be back tomorrow starting at 7 a.m. for a Winning Wednesday. Make sure you tell a friend to tell a friend. Definitely make sure you guys pull up, pop out, and hop out on me, man. Friday night skate. Shout out to your girl Tab Money and your girl Harmony. The goddess for always holding it down in the background, man. You already know what time it is. We'll be back tomorrow. Let's get it. Turn your radios up. Revive Radio. You gotta get up anyway, so why not get up with me, your girl P.O.C. each and every morning starting at 7 a.m. Revive is alive, Revive is alive, ReviveIsAlive.com is the place where you can find us. Let's go. Thank you for listening. You're now tuned into Revive Radio. ReviveIsAlive.com. Go to the website now.